welcome back to Utopia Souls, man. I'm your boy Jay Smooth. I got my boy Gus in here. I also got my boy EJ Way down there, man. It's pretty obvious. Got another special guest for you today. We're going to jump right into it in a little bit. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our channel, man. Catch us on YouTube. Catch us on Instagram. Hey, the numbers going up. We're doing bigger and better things. We're reaching for higher targets. So jump on that train now, man. I'm telling you. Today, we got a special guest by the name of Kimmiski Art. Man, hold up. Say, where do I begin? Man, look, this girl alright, wait. Here we go. She worked with House of Hoops. Mm-hmm. She worked with Finish Line. Mm-hmm. She worked with Jordan Brand. Dog, she got 2 colorways on the Nike Air Max 1.
Yeah, H-Town know about them for sure.
That's crazy. That sounds really cool when you say it.
Man, she's an educator. She's a creative director. You can even see it on her shirt. She's also just a dope person to be around.
Partially maybe a comedian part-time too.
Part-time comedian. The girl, man, look, her list so long, man. Look, hey, go follow her right now. I'll pause. We can wait a few seconds.
But these introductions get cooler and cooler every time somebody do it. That's tight.
You followed her here today. All right, so let's get back to it. Man, look, the girl here is so dope. I wanted her here to tell her story. It's our whole goal, basically, is just to give people their flowers while they still here. That's what we do. That's a utopia for you. So, please tell the people, introduce yourself.
You did a really good job, bro. Like, so thank you.
I appreciate it.
The only thing I can add to that is, honestly, nothing. I do randomly cool things, and I've been fortunate enough to be put in some really cool places, and I kind of just like follow the vibe and see, you know, what's good or not, which is kind of led me here, because I mean, y'all had a solid vibe, so thank y'all for having me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So what is it that led you into specific sneakers?
I can think back to, like, I remember specifically when Air Force Ones came back. I had to be in the 7th grade or second semester, 6th grade, going into the 7th grade. And I remember when I got my first white pair, and my daddy was telling me how they used to like wear them back in the day. I distinctly remember this conversation, and I ended up getting some all white ones, and then they had some black ones with a black sole. It had the black like air line on the bottom, and the inside was like black. I distinctly remember those. And remember it had the layer, and it had like the layer behind the check. It was like black. Those were like,
I think I had those, now that you say it.
And it was very specific. And I remember going to school, and only me and this other guy, shout out to David Cowles, one of my long homies from 6th grade. He was probably the only other person that had them shoes. And I remember getting on the bus, and we had on the same shoes, and I thought that was like a really cool moment. It was like the first time you realize, I'm gonna do this all over again. Yeah. I'm gonna do this every time, because and wearing shoes that like nobody else had was really cool.
Did you order yours? Because I ordered mine from Nice Kicks, I think.
Nah, that was back in the day when you could just like walk into Foot Locker and just like go and do your thing. Like,
okay, so Nice Kicks had this thing where I was able to get the shoe maybe like only the day before it came out.
I remember that at Nice Kicks for sure.
So that's how. Well, of course, I'm on there, Googling and stuff, but. What year? Boy, we were 10th or 11th grade.
Oh, so we talking about like just for feet days, like okay.
I'm talking earlier than that. I'm 7th grade. So, that's 2002.
Yeah, so Air Force Ones was still
2002. We were 10th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, older than me.
Yeah, we just older.
Cool. I just caught that. My bad.
Man, you tried to challenge me, man. I'm finna say, look.
We still in middle school. What you talking about?
But no, that's what's up, man. You got a love for sneakers that develop basically off of a design. And then even more of appreciation when you see someone else with them. You know what else is on the flip side or reverse side of this? You can see somebody in some dope shoes, but they wearing them bad, and that kind of screws up your whole mentality of those particular shoes.
Yeah.
I.e. black Air Force Ones. That's a great example, but I've also seen people brand new pair of J's, and it's just they already hulled out, and you're like, I kind of like those, but
Not
not
even
no more.
hulled out. Sometimes I won't like the outfit, and I'll be like, why would you do this?
But what's crazy about it really don't seem like the black Air Force Ones. It does not seem like a shoe that someone could mess up, but people do it all the time.
Okay, so
After 2 basketball games, you can mess the balls up.
last year we did a campaign. It wasn't last year. It was the year before last, right before the shutdown. December 2019, we did an Air Force One campaign. That's what we did with Finish Line. It was a Air Force One campaign, and I remember them sending me the box, and in the box it was some black Air Force Ones, and my boyfriend just like falls out laughing because in my mind I'm knowing that like Nike is trying to rebrand the idea behind like the black forces.
Yeah.
It's so funny because like some days I just like put them on because they still crispy. I'll put them on and like go to the grocery store, and Jim would be like, "Oh, you don't want nobody to mess with you at the store, huh?" And I'll be like,
man, shoot.
I mean, sometimes I do feel a little bit more protected wearing some black forces. It is what it is. I feel like I'm ready to just like
any given moment we can get it in.
So where did the whole black Air Force One like stigma come from?
I can tell you, but it's low key offensive.
Exactly.
Okay.
It will come off almost kind of racist.
It's racist for
So,
sure. It's racist and
we ain't gonna put that
economically
one out today.
not okay.
I have a question, because I checked out your page, and like I told you earlier when we were talking, the Air Max 1 grabbed my attention instantly, and when I found out that you had designed them yourself, I thought that was very impressive, and I saw the buzz myself being out in public, seeing certain individuals with them on, and I'm like, damn, that's that girl's design, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I was really impressed with your sense of fashion, with the way that you choose to rock your attire with your shoes. Almost kind of like that tomboyish, oversized, baggy, but still yet with his
fly with it.
Yeah, girly on it, in the same sense. But so I just want to see if you speak on that. Just like, where do you get your sense of fashion to complement the sneakers that you wear?
Growing up, my mom bought the clothes and my dad bought the shoes.
Okay.
So like growing up, I was definitely in like elementary school. I was like limited to and all the cute little girl stores. So my outfit would be like girly from up here, and then I got on some J's. So like that honestly just never died out over the years. It was just easier to make because I was comfortable. Like I know I can dress. I can find some super cute pieces to tie in with like sneakers, and I never like I love heels, I love shoes, but it got to a point to where it was kind of like, this look better. And especially when I started teaching, it was like when everybody get a job, every girl get a job, she get like them flats, and everybody know what flats I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so I wore those flats, and I hated flats. And my mama made me buy them for the job interview one time. I was like, I probably had one flats for like 5 years because I just refused to buy more.
Yeah.
So I wore those like 3 days in the classroom, and so I was like, I can't do this because my calves was hurting. So then I just started it's just like walking around like on barefoot on the floor all day. It's not comfortable. It's not healthy for your knees or anything. Like it's linoleum floor.
Right.
And so I started like sneaking in, the Converse at work.
Opening that door.
And then I messed around and wore some Forces, and I was like, okay, ain't nobody said nothing. I mean, you're getting there.
Tiptoe until you got
And
comfortable.
on a Friday, I hit him with some J's, and they was like, oh, that's cute. I was like, cool. I'm in the dough. And so then I was like, now that I'm older, it's kind of like I'm usually just pretty casual, especially when I got to go to work, and because I teach, and you do have to look a certain way.
Right.
But I don't think that it has to be like, oh, you can't wear sneakers because... I mean, if I pay $200 for some shoes and you tell me you can't wear them because they're athletic, I'm going to tell you you're losing your mind because I'm not in no athletics at all.
Exactly.
I really wore these because they went with my outfit.
Yeah.
So
hold on, EJ, because I know we going to jump into it, man. But we also do a segment in our show called What's on Your Feet, right? Okay. We're going to kick it off with EJ way down there. And notice I just been saying that. No, I feel like I don't know, we got to figure out something where include you a little bit closer. But you always EJ way down there.
Yeah.
But bro, what you rocking today?
I'm doing that stuff today. I got the UNC 3 from this past year.
I like how you just burst that off. You doing nothing special, just the UNC 3s that couldn't nobody else get. Like, what?
Get on.
Light work.
I'm hating. I ain't get them. Cool.
Kimmiski, what you got going?
I got on the Converse All-Star Chuck Highs, the hiking boots. They are high key one of my favorite shoes because they're so comfortable. They real comfortable. They good for a wide foot. They don't make you look like your feet just like spreading out. I got Michael Jordan syndrome. I got flat feet with Flintstones. So when you get a good shoe, it's just gonna Converse got for sure.
Yeah, comfortable.
What you
got a nice little heel, man.
Right? It give me a little height. I'm kind of short.
Man, I ain't doing nothing. I decided to switch the thing up. You know, we was talking earlier how we both got a love for Air Max ones, and this is low key like another version of the Air Max ones. So I went with the ASIC Gel Light 5s with the mint toe.
I'm glad y'all just be downplaying these shoes, bro. Like
They do that all the time. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not the one because I work, I spend my damn money. You know what I mean? I done got into it with my wife about buying them.
The last time us gas some shoes on this show, we had a whole midsole situation that had to get removed. So
yeah, I forgot it. Yeah,
just played low key with
yeah,
you right about that.
You absolutely right. I'll put a clip on there for
Good
y'all.
point, EJ. Good point.
Just a backstory behind it. Do you know the story?
No.
Oh, backstory. So, boy was gassing me up. I won my bread 11s one day, and he was like, man, you know, you gotta talk. Basically, saying explain more, like elaborate on your shoes, because that's actually like a grail there.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I was just kind of playing them down, just because they were the older versions, right, and the newer versions that came out, and I left them in the trunk of my car. And it was the summertime. Like I said, we originally started in August. And I think we recorded that episode maybe in October or September in Houston, Texas.
You
Mine
left
just hot.
in the trunk.
I forgot them in the trunk.
You deserved all eight.
Yeah, every bit of it.
Basically, it was downhill from there.
You should have just stuck them in the oven if you were going to leave them in the car.
And you giving it to me.
Just saying.
But I also, so as the sneakerhead that I am, I did my research. Shout out to Sneakerhead in the Bay. I found a video where I could put the cement glue back on, and Infinity Bar Cement, I believe. That's a plug. Hey, and I basically took it step by step. I did a video of it, and I was able to get them back in good condition. So I'm proud of myself for that. But yeah, I ain't did nothing. I just thought I'd throw on something different. These boys be inspiring me with the colors they wear, so I'll be trying something new. And
you gonna make sure you have that black in there too, though.
I'm gonna have on black eventually.
I ain't mad at you,
dog.
I dig it.
But what you rocking, dog? I think I know. From up here, it looked like something special.
Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna
I saw it. I
get
didn't
into
want to
it.
say nothing.
So these are the Jordan
We need some popcorn. I know
1985
this whole got a story behind it.
edition. Yeah, these are the ones. These are actually the ones Jordan wore. I can't remember what year that was. He played whoever he played. Let me stop bullshitting. Actually, what these are, we spoke about it last episode. These are a pair of Jordan 1 mids that were the white heels, to be exact. I wanted a pair of Chicago 1s. They were too much money. So came across a video where people were painting the white heel red. So I was like, that can't be that hard. Never customized the shoe until then. I just took it a step further. I aged the midsole. I destroyed
Only a step?
Huh?
Only a step?
Well, I took a few steps.
Well, them hoes elite.
I changed the tongue tag from the Jumpman to the actual Nike Air. So basically, I just modified these into a pair of 85s. Anybody that know anything about the 85s, they were not high. I didn't know that. I found that out even though on the
I didn't learn it until I started drawing them. I was like, what?
Yeah, it messed me up because everybody hates mids, supposedly, right? And I can understand why. The only thing I would say the mids just don't look that good because of the leather that they go with. The highest leather is a lot better. You know what I mean? But yeah, Jordan started off with it. You know what I mean? So basically, yeah, that's what I got.
You ain't even supposed to wear them shoes again.
I have my own version of a Bull Chicago 85.
And they sick.
Honestly, I did that concept more because I wanted to get some bread ones and do like the actual X on the back for the band. Just because now that I'm older, I can fully look into like the history of the shoes because like when you're young, you get them, you be like Michael Jordan. Yeah. But now it's kind of like I want people to understand the history behind, because it's really annoying to see people be like, oh my God, I gotta get the, and they don't know nothing about the shoe.
About it at all.
And I'd be like, bro, why are you buying this? Like, well, if you're in it to make money, be in it to make money. Don't try to hype it up like you know what's going on or you like a true fan. Like, that's something that I really would like to see for sure.
EJ, you was about to hit us with a question. You still remember it? Okay, so.
Oh yeah, see, it came back that quick. So we got on the subject of shoes. What do you like to rock on a regular everyday basis? What's your go-tos?
Now my rotation this week are these All Stars
this week
and some Pumas. I got some suede classic Pumas. Yeah, those are definitely busting, and because they got the fat laces.
Pumas last a long time.
They last a long time. They just a really comfortable shoe, and they like real flat. It just gives me a vibe, right? And my bread ones, I've been wearing those quite often just because like I finally got my hands on a pair, and like when you get them, I don't want them to be clean forever. I want to wear them.
Exactly.
I want to mess them up.
Yeah. So you're not against the distressed look on a pair of sneakers?
No, most of my art is distressed sneakers because they have a story behind them. You wore them, you got memories in these shoes. I don't believe in only thing I don't believe in is creasing the tone forces just because it looks terrible.
Yeah, it does.
But like the more beat up a Jordan is, especially if it's like a 1, a 2, or a 3, absolutely amazing. It's beautiful because the way that the leather was when it tore nicely, and it tore in a pattern, and you can remember when you scuffed it and like all of the things, right? But like now they don't have that same leather. They look white, but I mean,
sound like you have like a true love for these bread ones, and it's also going to segue into your collective love. And is this a project you're willing to speak on at the moment?
Yeah, collective love. Most of the art projects that I do, I probably have found like a resource or like more information about it because I'm a huge nerd. I'm a teacher. Like you got to be a nerd to be a teacher. Yeah. And I taught history when I started teaching. So like history is like my jam. If I can find out the backstory on like how the shoe was made or like why the shoe was made or who made it and their backstory and just like connecting the pieces, like the shoe has more of a story than the actual shoe itself. You're just wearing the
and that develop a stronger appreciation too.
Absolutely, because you realize how
that's
many people
why they can be so
it.
mad when you step on his kids, bro. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's one of the things because we used to
true sneakerheads,
because you wear them and you feel like that person when somebody step on them, it's disrespectful. Like you didn't see me standing here in these tight ass shoes, bro. Like I know you see me now. I feel like you're doing it just because I got them on. That's why it feels so personal. Yeah, for sure.
I was on your website and I came across your quote. And I ain't gonna lie, I was gonna repost it, but I said, you know what, let me
meet. You can repost it?
I am now. I done met you now. You family now. But I didn't want to post it prior to that. I said I wanted to meet her, talk to her and all that. But it was so profound to me, and I'm gonna just go ahead and read it out. It says, if you are not a product of your imagination, you are a product of your environment. Be humble, be creative, be dope. Most of all, be you. Kimmiski art. That was so inspiring to me. You know what I mean? I totally agree with it 100%. You have to be inspired by a lot of things, and I feel like when it's genuine, it'll take you a lot further than just being a follower.
Yep.
You know, you got a lot of followers, and you know we all find people that we're inspired by. but it's just that, you know, they are good at their craft, and you can take a little bit, but don't take it all. You know what I mean? And so I really dug that what you had put.
Thank you. Yeah. It's one of them things where, and I said that because one, I teach at a Title I school, which, if anybody know what a Title I school is, it's children that don't live in the best economic status, you know. And I think one thing growing up, my family didn't have a whole lot of money, but my mama and my daddy are one of those people who didn't make it seem like we were without. So I never felt what the struggle actually was.
Right.
And I was one of them kids that where I'm gonna go sit in the closet. I used to like sit in the closet because I got like 6 sisters and 7. Technically it's 9 now. Sisters and brothers. And so like I'm trying to find my own space. And I used to sit, I remember like I used to sit in the closet and my sister be like, "Yo, weird ass in here making mixtapes off the radio." Yep, I am. And I would sit in the closet, I would draw, I would do like little projects that my mama gave me, but it's like I always stayed so in tune in my head. It's a problem as I get older because I'm an adult and have to function amongst other adults, but like I can sit in my head for a good 2 months and not speak to a soul. So
that's
like,
probably where a lot of your creativity comes from, though.
I feel
me
that.
driving my own self crazy. Yep.
I feel that hit home.
I also take advice from Lil Wayne, and I probably shouldn't. He often says like I don't listen to nobody else's music because it'll mess up your own flow, which I do engage in other people's art, but I be trying not to because it's so hard to not copy, because when you in your mind you see something, there's no such thing as an original thought, and I hate to say it, but it's true. Yes. So what you're looking at is a derivative of something that you saw and how your mind done turned it into being you.
Absolutely.
So if you can just like toning out like social media, I done found my new like interesting thing is like being on TikTok, because Instagram is such a toxic place for me. Although I do well on Instagram, I mean, y'all know. But I just think it's just such a toxic place to where like I'm on there to do business. I'm on there to share a little positivity, but like I don't like the whole making people believe that, you know, you this or you that or you got this or you got that to stay relevant, because I like for when people meet me, you had like that reaction that you had. I like for it to be that. You don't need to know that online. Like
I dig that a whole lot.
Then it turns into a character that you got to keep up with, and I'm really not interested in doing it.
That's real.
That's real. That makes a lot of sense. It is March Women's Appreciation Month.
It is.
And again, thank you for coming. But I want to get into something that's a little more on the it could be a little rocky, if you will, right?
Oh.
Depending on how you approach this. What do you feel like your biggest disadvantage is being a woman in the sneaker industry? And then I'm also going to ask, what's your biggest advantage?
It's the same difference. It's being a black woman. It's my biggest advantage and my biggest disadvantage. Like, I'm not going to even lie. The only reason these shoes made it to where they was and y'all see them so often is because every black woman that I know, every woman that I know went and bought them. All the women bought them, and the men saw them on the women. They was like, whose shoes is that? And, you know, men can't really take sometimes a woman have a tighter shoe on and he has no idea where it came from. Then it just funneled out. Like, the women in Houston, like the women's sneaker community in Houston is solid.
Man.
Like, that's a real sisterhood that I'm, like, incredibly fortunate to be a part of, and that we embrace each other the way that we do. Like, it's really serious. And I think that the more that we grow as a community, the more that the sneaker community is in general can learn how to support each other, because I always say that like women know how to support each other. Like, we know what it is to give without giving something in return, so it's easier just to be like, oh girl, that was tight.
Yeah, you're right about that. Y'all, I actually consider y'all the founding mothers of the black sneaker community here in Houston, man. Really, I'm gonna say in the United States of America. I've been in the shoes forever and a day, and I have yet to see a collage of women come together and host things and get together. And I follow damn near all of y'all.
Shout out to Tasha and her girls, Tasha and her girl Wendy.
I'm impressed all the time because I go in there and you know, I told them some, you know, they knew about some of them as well. But I was just like, man, these women are so fucking dope. Like, they think like how I think when it comes to sneakers. It's like they just get it. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't no hype or nothing about it. You can tell this is genuinely who they are. Yeah. So, you know, I look at y'all as being the front runners on this right here.
And I think like a lot of men have that same sentiment as you have, because my boyfriend said the same thing. Like, y'all have events, y'all get together, it be fun, y'all have drinks and food. Like, we can't never have nothing like that. I was like,
man, I am jealous.
Y'all stop competing with each other.
That's the problem. Like, you know somebody and I know you know him because I seen you wear a shirt of his on your page. Kareem, with Bison brand.
Yes.
This man, I spoke on him, and I'm gonna stay speaking on him because I was fortunate enough to meet him.
The coldest dog.
He is so ahead of the game, man, and with his work ethics and all of that, he's gonna take off.
But he's such a nice person. Mm-hmm. Like, I've never seen him be like disingenuous with anybody, and I just think that like there's more of y'all that want this stuff to come together than y'all think. It's just that there is a lot of people who it's a sneaker game, so there always is someone who wants to be like, hey, it's, you know, I'm the big dog around here, I'm the whatever, you know.
Instead
that's just a male ego.
You know,
that's a male ego.
It's a male. Males are naturally competitive with a lot of things, and
somebody gotta be alpha.
Somebody got to be the head all the time instead of like, no, I'm good at this, you good at it too.
You know, and do something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it'll come together though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Man, you know how much we can do.
Yeah. I think once like our sneaker community gets to a point to where it's like unbearable, that like y'all really like, I gotta get to these events when y'all gonna make it like open to like the men as well. I think women
I'm saying that now. But I'm already jealous.
But I think women just kill the egos in men, because technically most of that ego come from, I got the most bitches. That's pretty much where they come from. And most of y'all up here married. I see rings and things.
Yeah.
So that don't really bother y'all. Like, you solid, you straight.
Very humble. I can salute you anytime, and that goes for female and male. Exactly. I'm not a hater. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due.
That comes with maturity and having a mature woman to tell you when your ego is out of line. I think a lot of the times the guys who aren't like with someone is solid to like say that they're still thriving off of what they thought a woman got with them for. And when you in the sneaker industry and you like, I'm the dude with all the shoes and this is why the bitches love me, like, you gonna want to be that nigga in every room that you go into, and it's honestly never that. Like, if a girl is liking you because of your sneaker collection, she's wanting to steal them. I don't know any girl that's like, oh my god, he on the bread once, he got some money. No, he really ain't got no money because he spent them on those shoes. Like, what?
That's real.
Man,
ain't about your shoes, but how you carry yourself.
You leave her, she gonna sell all of them in your closet.
Bleach bathroom. We didn't see
that is so rude.
Oh.
We're gonna skip that because I was gonna say something that was not okay.
That took everybody's breath away real quick.
That hurt. Now you can't just speak like that, right?
I've seen it, I don't understand it. But I mean, you know.
Oh.
That's some hateful. That's hateful.
That's how.
I would have rather seen somebody put your tires on flat. I'm gonna get some new one of them for you to do that to my shoes, which is probably why they do it.
All right. Thank you for speaking on that. You're trying to bring us back. Thank you for speaking on the whole woman's thing, because that's actually, that information is very necessary and it was needed. It was vital, because that has to be said in order for us and the people that hear this to respect that there is a woman's voice in the sneaker industry in Houston, and that voice is so strong. It's solid.
I'm gonna say it. Y'all leading it.
Yeah.
The men are not running this industry. I know for a fact in H-Town. No disrespect to any man out there that think they are. These women is holding shit down, man.
When I tell you
right now.
When I tell you Tasha put in the work, she makes sure She makes sure that is a hard working woman. A very hard working woman.
Salute to Tasha.
Salute to Tasha, for sure.
Yes, sir.
She always on it. If it's anything, she'll be like, hey, where you at? We finna do this. And it's like always like a genuine, hey, we're doing this together. Yes. It ain't never no like, you working for me or like this is how I want it set up. It's always incredibly open and collaborative. She helps people. She will plug you in where she can. And that's just like the type of energy we all needed to like accept each other in this space, because it was never a, oh, I'm gonna get this opportunity over you, right? Like the opportunities come random. Like if you anywhere in like dealing with any kind of brand, like the opportunities come if they actually notice you. So you're not technically competing with anybody, you compete with everybody. Mm-hmm. So what's the point of beefing with somebody you actually know when y'all can work together to make something tighter?
That's how I feel about my boys, man. I think we all have that understanding where it's just we want to build something together to help so that we could develop and do something else. You know, and I don't mind. EJ can definitely tell you. He can look on my messages. If you log in to Utopia Souls and you look at the messages, the people that I've sent messages to, how humble, and I really say this with the utmost respect, I try to reach out to people and say, hey, I want to work with you. Right. Now, I'm not the type to beg, but I also, because I have respect for myself, and I have respect, and I have this, I know I can do it. I have this confidence in myself. Right. So it's not that I'm begging. It's just that I want to reach out because I want to start a partnership.
But see, that be the thing. Like, if you're dealing with a man with a big ego, and I always say this, if y'all don't take nothing away that I say today, people with no talent and no real confidence in what they do will always have a bigger ego than they actual projects. So like if you reach out to somebody and like the way that you kept in contact and you kept reaching out to me, because my schedule was kind of messed up. I was like in transition from school and all kind of weird stuff, and he stayed on top of it and he did it in a respectful manner. If you reaching out to people how you reached out to me and they don't reach back out to you, you don't even want to deal with them type of people, because they ego and they're gonna be like, well, what's this little podcast? Like I don't even want that type of energy around, bro. Like it is what it is. Like I'm giving you publicity.
Yeah, just talking about all that. Yeah.
So yeah, that's that negative energy you don't even want a get back from. So if you don't reply, you done hit somebody up a couple weeks ago when they see it and they don't respond after a couple days, everybody got their cell phone them all the time.
All the time.
So don't let people lie to you like that, because it's done. They'll circle back around. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, man, I remember, you hit me up about 5 minutes.
When you pulled up, that's exactly what him and I were talking about. That's exactly what we was talking about. And then you know what? And I also said, but because of my heart, I said, you know what? We'll still have to welcome them people in with open arms, and then still try to. I know the G in me would be like, man, I'm done. But I also, because I guess because of my vision, I see something way greater, and I know we could do it together and get there versus having to do it piece by piece and step by step. So I know that you
ain't grown yet.
It's bigger than that small infraction. It's bigger than that little them ignoring, you know what I'm saying, you reaching out. It's bigger than that. So if it's bigger than that, then you have to step over and, you know what I'm saying, put your pride to the side and work with whoever, and then once you get past it, then
here's the thing. I'd rather have that conversation on what was the issue in the first place, because I want to know, like, genuinely, did you just feel like I wouldn't cheat, or now do you feel like I have a platform that you want to speak on? Like, let's have that conversation. Because,
you think you're gonna get an honest answer?
I mean, you can tell whether the answer is bullshit or not.
Absolutely, you can tell the way they respond.
Because one thing I'm not for is people using people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that's done curved me to the side and played me to the left, and when them shoes came out, it was like, oh bro, what's up? And I'm like, fam, you done lowballed me for like 3 years. Like, what do you want? and it's no disrespect. I'm just returning that same energy you gave me, so in the future you will learn to stop doing this to people.
Right.
Correct.
That's real.
So don't let people use you, all the hard work you done did. They circle back around. You got to pay like you weigh around here.
Yeah.
For sure.
She said it.
I don't have nothing else. That was dope.
Yo, Jim.
EJ, you got anything, bro? Good.
Thank you. It's a
That's all I can say.
It's a pleasure meeting you finally.
It's been great.
This is a great conversation.
Yeah, you left some good energy in here. I can't wait to meet you again. Y'all follow her, please do.
Kimmiski, thank you.
Thank y'all. Trust me, if the invite on her girls don't say exclusively women, just pull up.
Okay.
Support the girls.
Absolutely, we'll do.
Then hopefully it'll just creep into like a larger sneaker community thing for sure.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you, because that was dope. That was necessary.
For sure.
And we needed that female voice and opinion. Man, you said it earlier. Behind a lot of successful men is a strong black woman. It could be that man's mama, it could be his auntie, grandmother, whomever. But it's definitely a strong black woman motivating that guy to keep going.
Okay.
And that energy, that information, them dimes you drop, so on point.
Thank you. See, I wish I could have been a rapper to where I could put it in songs, but I guess I'll just say it this way.
You just express it through art.
She got bars, real bars.
Express it through art. Yeah.
That's what's up. This was fun.
Glad you enjoyed.
You do customs?
Nope.
No. But you paint on shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that don't make sense, but it do.
We get it. We get it.
As soon as I say I do customs, my inbox gonna look like this. I mean, I don't mind. Here's the thing: I don't mind doing them. I just don't like dealing with the business that come behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the back and forth, and like most people don't know exactly what they want.
That's what Nora was just saying last week.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's a nightmare. Have you ever like did anything custom for somebody?
Yeah.
Or did somebody a favor and they really didn't know what they wanted?
Yeah. Yeah. I've done exactly what I was asked to do and got shit about it.
Oh my God.
I copied and like I even sent you the message when you messaged me back and said, this ain't what I asked for, this look like shit. And I'm like, this is exactly, and I copied and pasted, I screenshotted it and sent it back and said, this is exactly what you asked for.
Because it's not what they saw in their head.
I'm like, how do you fault me for that? I said, matter of fact, and even though I got saw he was here last week, he was saying the same thing. Like, you don't even deal with them type of customers because you just a bad vibe.
I ain't gonna lie, my favorite thing to do is when somebody asks me for a custom painting and I'll be like, send me the picture and they'll send me somebody else's work, I'll just send them the original artist. They got it.
Mm-hmm.
They got it. You should go to them. Or I'll send a YouTube video on how to do it yourself. Like, I'm not gonna leave you without like a resource. I'm not gonna say no and just move on. That's rude. Yeah.
Like, hell no.
I'm always trying to help. If I can't figure it, you ain't finna make no money out of me, you might as well figure it out yourself.
Exactly.
That's what's up. Ooh.
Yeah, we gotta get together and chill more. This was good.
I'm totally down.
Yeah. This was dope.
Put some food for thought. That's what's up.
I think so. We'll figure out a way. Go ahead then.
It's a wrap.